folks. Guys, I'm on the way to a no heat call, surprisingly. This is an existing maintenance customer. Guys, you remember that short I made? I think this is the low voltage short. This had to have been like last summer. I was out here. Basically, guys, I think the customer had like a mice problem or something outside. Something was chewing on the wires, and make a long story short, the mice chewed on the condenser wires, shorted the fuse, and I think the contactor was shorted out too. So we put a new contactor in. We fixed the wires. We insulated the thermostat wires outside, and we replaced the fuse, and everything was working fine ever since then. But guys, this customer called and said that she's getting a weird error message on her thermostat. And guys, this customer has a Honeywell wireless adapter. She has a wireless thermostat, one zone. So I think we put that in like, had to have been at least 4 or 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But guys, I am on the way there right now. Let's go take a look and let's go play with Legos, guys. I'll see y'all when I get there. Guys, I just pulled this off the wall. And this is a thermostat that we put in like at least 5 years ago. This is just a wireless thermostat. The customer had this thermostat in the living room. And here is just straight AC outside and an 80% gas furnace in the basement. And the customer said they came home from work last night and they seen the battery symbol light up. So what we're gonna do is pop new batteries in. All right, this is trash. All right, let's go back inside. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, I'm just testing the heat. Flame. Wait for the fan to turn on. That's our fan. Now we turn it off. Cool. Now I'm going to turn the AC on, and we're going to do the AC maintenance while we're here. And I just put a new 1424 filter in there. So we should be good to go with the filter. And as soon as this thing turns off, I'm going to turn it to AC. I'm going to put this back on the wall, and then we're going to go to the outside unit. Yeah, guys, these wireless thermostats are great for like older homes. If you can't pull new wires, the only thing you need is a transformer, a board, and of course the wireless thermostat, and you can put this thermostat anywhere and it turns the heat and AC on, which is great. I really don't know the downside to this. Maybe the downside is you can't have multiple zones on the same unit with wireless thermostats. Maybe that's the downside, but for single zone setups, these things are a slam dunk. I think this might be like a 60-second off delay. I got this fan on auto, right? Yep. Just gotta wait for this to turn off so we can test our AC. Here we go. thermostat calling, and that's on. All right, let me put this back on the wall and let's go outside. Let's see how it a little bit. All right, guys, this is what I was telling you about. This is the straight AC condenser, and this is a thermostat wire that the rodents chewed through, and we had to replace the wire, replace the fuse, replace the contactor, and we just insulated the thermostat wire. We can't help the line set from sagging, but we didn't want the wire on the ground, so, and the customer did get an exterminator, someone to spray or put pesticide, and guys, it definitely worked. I don't know if they put the pesticide inside or outside, but it definitely worked because they didn't have this issue again. And they got the surge protector here. Green light means we're good to go. All right, guys, let's open up this panel and let's see what we got. I'll be right back. Guys, everything was already replaced out here, which is great because now this customer don't have to worry about future issues. Well, besides us coming out for the maintenance, of course. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean the webbing and the insect nest from out the unit, and I'm gonna kill the power. Even though this cap is still within 2 years, I know we got the work done. We got the capacitor, got the contactor, and the hard start kit replaced like 2 years ago. I'm still gonna kill the power and I'm gonna test it. That shouldn't take more than like 2 seconds. But yeah, guys, so let me clean this up. And also, they got the garden hose. I can just hose down the coil once I get done. So let me take care of business here, guys. I'll be right back. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, another thing I'm doing real quick is testing my amps. Now, guys, there's more than one way up a cliff. You guys definitely want to check the total amp draw, but you can also check the individual amps too of your compressor and your outdoor fan. And you can refer to your data plate to know what the running low amp should be. But guys, right now it's only about like 58, 59 degrees, and it's very, very mild. Like, there's no sunlight. It's a cloudy day. So guys, there's not going to be much of any humidity inside. So I definitely expect everything to be way lower than normal. But the point is, guys, if this is a 20 amp or 30 amp unit, well, I can get the actual numbers here. Hold on. So you see this here, 15.4 is our compressor running low amps, and our outdoor fan is 1.5. Total, guys, that's between 16 and 17 amps. Now that's on a normal 75, 80 degree day. If I hook my meter up to my L1 and L2 and I got 20 amps and it's like 50 degrees outside, guys, something's definitely going on with either my compressor or my fan. Most likely the compressor. Because, guys, one thing you need to know is that on a straight AC condenser, like what you're seeing here, your compressor is going to draw 95% of the power. Now, guys, your outdoor fan motor do draw amps, but the amount of amps that a typical outdoor fan motor draws is going to be very marginal compared to the normal amps on your compressor. Here's an example. You see that? Like, guys, 0.7 amps is still electricity. Like, it's still an amp draw, but will this trip your breaker? No, but 25 amps will probably open up the breaker or fry a circuit. So that's why, like I said, guys, it only takes 2 seconds with a good multimeter. Make sure everything's clean. You want to make sure you guys are checking amps because, like I said, an older unit on a mild day, like I said, there will always be signs of future breakdowns. That's why you guys definitely got to take your time, regardless if it's, hopefully you guys aren't out here doing maintenances when it's 20 degrees out, but if it's a mild day, if it's not ideal, give yourself some slack. But most importantly, if you find something that could cause a future issue, you definitely want to bring this up to the customer's attention before something happens. But guys, everything still looks copacetic inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the power, and I'm gonna test that cap, and after I test the cap, I'm gonna put the doors back on, and I'm gonna hold this coil down. Now you guys see that piling on that coil? It's kind of hard to see through the camera, but guys, you see the coils look like tan brown when it should be like silver. And it's normal, guys. Like I said, it's not but trees around here. It used to be a bush here, but the customer got it removed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test that cap, close the door up, and I'm gonna definitely hit this coil so this unit can breathe better once the temperatures heat up out here. All right, guys, let me get to it. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I just hit this coil, and it definitely looks better. I'll be right back. Let me put this hose up. All right, guys, I got another call that just came in. I got to rock out. But yeah, guys, that's all there is to it here. I already told you guys the history, but here the customer said that last night the thermostat was blank, and I arrived here, put new batteries in the thermostat, tested the heat and AC to make sure that the panel downstairs was synced with that thermostat, and it was. And once I tested the heat and AC, we performed the AC maintenance, and I replaced the filter downstairs, make sure everything was clean out here, and hose down the coil. And gosh, this unit is ready for the summertime. But guys, I gotta rock out. I gotta get to another stop. Peace out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.